Welcome, my friend. Settle in, find a comfortable space, and allow your breath to deepen, slowing with each gentle exhale. Tonight, we journey into the very heart of existence, exploring the profound essence of nature, a concept as vast and boundless as the universe itself, and yet as intimate as the quiet rhythm of your own heart. Nature, in its broadest and most encompassing sense, is the inherent character, the very constitution, of everything that surrounds us, from the whisper of a breeze to the distant glow of a star. It is the ecosphere, our living planet, and it is the infinite, unfathomable cosmos stretching beyond our comprehension. When we speak of nature in this way, we are speaking of the fundamental laws that govern reality, the primordial elements from which all things arise, and the myriad phenomena of the physical world, including, of course, the miraculous tapestry of life itself. Consider for a moment this grand definition. It invites us to see ourselves not as separate observers, but as integral participants in this magnificent drama. We are undeniably a part of nature. Our bodies are made of its elements, our breath draws from its atmosphere, and our very existence is woven into its intricate web. Yet, there's a fascinating tension in our relationship with this profound truth. Throughout history, and particularly in more recent times, human activity, and indeed humanity as a whole, has often been described as being at odds with nature, or even outright separate from it, sometimes even asserting a perceived superiority. This separation, this feeling of being distinct, is a uniquely human paradox, creating both wonder and, at times, a profound sense of isolation. Think of how this perception has shifted through the ages. During the dawning of the modern scientific method, a period spanning several centuries, nature was often viewed as a passive reality. It was seen as an exquisitely organized mechanism, set into motion and meticulously governed by divine laws, much like a grand, intricate clockwork. It was a beautiful, predictable system, waiting to be discovered and understood through meticulous observation and reason. Science sought to uncover these divine blueprints, revealing the hidden order beneath the surface of the world. Then came the Industrial Revolution, a transformative era that reshaped not only our landscapes but also our very way of thinking. With the advent of unprecedented technological power, nature began to be increasingly perceived in divergent ways. For some traditions, it became the part of reality untouched by the clamor of human intervention, and thus became sacred. Think of the romantic ideals of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who championed the innate goodness of humanity in its natural state, or the American transcendentalists like Emerson and Thoreau, who found profound spiritual revelation and moral guidance in the untouched wilderness. For them, nature was a sanctuary, a direct conduit to the divine, a place of purity and truth, offering solace and profound wisdom away from the complexities and corruptions of human society. It was a realm to be revered, protected, and immersed in, a source of profound spiritual nourishment. But for others, particularly certain philosophical traditions emerging from this same period, nature took on a very different meaning. Figures like Hegel and Marx, through their profound analyses of human history and societal development, often viewed nature as a mere decorum, a backdrop, a stage upon which the grand drama of human history, divine providence, or societal evolution played out. It was seen as something to be overcome, harnessed, or utilized, rather than revered for its inherent sacredness. In this view, the true locus of meaning and progress resided in human consciousness, human endeavor, and the unfolding of historical forces, with nature serving largely as a resource or an environment to be shaped by human will. However, almost simultaneously, another, older vision of nature began to powerfully reemerge, one closer to the ancient insights of the pre-Socratic philosophers. This was a vitalist vision, which saw nature not as passive, but as inherently active, dynamic, and self-organizing. This reawakening was profoundly influenced, perhaps most significantly, by the groundbreaking work of Charles Darwin. His theory of evolution through natural selection revealed a nature constantly in motion, adapting, changing, and developing through its own intrinsic forces, a testament to an inner vitality and an unbroken chain of life. This view celebrated nature's innate capacity for creation, its ceaseless processes of growth, decay, and renewal, reminding us of its profound, inherent dynamism, a powerful force of self-generation and transformation. Today, the word nature still carries these various layers of meaning, often referring more specifically to the realms of geology and wildlife. It is the general realm of living beings, from the smallest microbe to the largest whale, and the intricate ecosystems that sustain them. But it also encompasses the majestic processes associated with inanimate objects, the way that particular types of things exist and change of their own accord. Think of the shifting patterns of the weather, the gentle erosion of mountains by wind and rain, or the slow, inexorable movements of the Earth's tectonic plates. These are all expressions of nature's inherent character, its fundamental laws at play. Most commonly, perhaps, when we speak of nature today, we refer to the natural environment, or wilderness. This brings to mind images of untouched forests, vast oceans, soaring mountains, and the creatures that inhabit them, wild animals, resilient plants, ancient rocks. It generally signifies those things that have not been substantially altered by human intervention, or indeed, those things that persist and thrive despite our presence, often reclaiming spaces we once dominated. A manufactured object, for instance, or a purely human interaction, is typically not considered part of nature, in this common sense, unless we qualify it, perhaps by speaking of human nature, a recognition that even our complex minds and societies are rooted in biological and evolutionary processes, or by referring to the whole of nature, which then encompasses all of existence, including us. This more traditional concept implies a clear distinction, the natural versus the artificial. The artificial, in this context, is understood as that which has been brought into being by a human consciousness or a human mind, a bridge, a city, a work of art. This distinction is not always absolute, but it helps us to appreciate the profound difference between something that arises purely from the Earth's own processes and something that is conceived and constructed by human hands and intellect. And depending on the particular context, the term natural might also be distinguished from the unnatural, something aberrant or contrary to expected natural order, or even the supernatural, that which lies beyond the physical laws of our known universe. These distinctions help us to categorize, to understand, and to appreciate the different facets of our reality, guiding our perspectives as we engage with the world around us. Let's delve a little deeper into the very origin of this potent word. Nature. It is a word borrowed into English from the Old French nature, which itself is derived from the ancient Latin word natura. In its Latin root, natura carried profound meanings, essential qualities, innate disposition, and quite literally, birth. This etymological journey offers us a fascinating glimpse into how our ancestors perceived the world. Natura spoke of the fundamental essence of a thing, what it inherently is, and how it comes into being. It implies an intrinsic blueprint, an unfolding from within. In ancient philosophy, particularly among the Roma, Ns natura was often employed as the direct Latin translation of the even older Greek word physis, phys sigmaiota. Physis, originally related to the intrinsic characteristics of plants, animals, and other features of the world, their innate tendency to develop of their own accord. Imagine observing a seed sprout, a river flow, or a child grow. Physis captured that self-generating, self-organizing power. It wasn't just about what something was. but about its internal drive to become. The pre-Socratic philosophers, those early Greek thinkers who laid the foundations of Western thought, were deeply fascinated by this concept of physis. For them, it wasn't a static idea, it had a powerful, dynamic dimension. Heraclitus, for instance, famously proclaimed that everything flows, emphasizing the ceaseless change and interconnectedness inherent in physis. He saw the world as a river, constantly moving, constantly becoming. The concept of nature as a whole, encompassing the entire physical universe, represents an expansion of this original, potent notion. It began with those core applications of physis, by the pre-Socratics, a word that even then, as we've noted, carried a dynamic dimension. And ever since, this grand, all-encompassing understanding of nature has steadily gained currency, evolving and deepening with each new discovery, each new philosophical insight. It reminds us that at its very root, nature is about inherent essence, self-generation, and constant, dynamic change, a profound, ceaseless unfolding that began with the very first spark of existence. And where do we find the most vibrant, immediate expression of this nature that we can touch and feel? Right here, beneath our feet, and stretching across the horizon, our magnificent planet, Earth. It is a truly extraordinary place, a jewel in the cosmic darkness. Earth is the only planet known, with absolute certainty, to support life, a delicate, intricate web of existence that thrives in a way we have yet to find anywhere else in the vastness of space. Its natural features are not merely beautiful to behold but are the subject of countless fields of scientific research, each discipline striving to unravel the intricate mysteries of our home. Within the grand architecture of our solar system, Earth holds a specific, rather privileged position. It is the third planet closest to the Sun, benefiting from an optimal distance that allows for the perfect conditions for liquid water to exist, a prerequisite for all known life. It is also the largest of the terrestrial, or rocky, planets, possessing a solid surface upon which we can stand. And when compared to all the planets in our solar family, including the gas giants, it ranks as the fifth largest overall. Our planet's most prominent climatic features are immediately recognizable, shaping the very face of our world. We have two vast polar regions, the Arctic and the Antarctic, where ice reigns supreme, reflecting the sun's energy and playing a crucial role in global climate regulation. Flanking these icy realms are two relatively narrow temperate zones, where the seasons unfold in a rhythmic dance of warmth and cool, growth and dormancy, allowing for a rich diversity of life adapted to these cycles. And at the heart of it all lies a wide equatorial tropical to subtropical region, bathed in the sun's most direct rays, fostering lush rainforests and vibrant ecosystems that teem with biodiversity, where warmth and humidity create an environment of constant flourishing. The distribution of water, that precious elixir of life, varies dramatically across our planet. Precipitation, whether in the form of gentle rain, heavy snow, or misty fog, can range from several meters of water per year in some of the wettest regions, sustaining verdant rainforests and mighty rivers, to less than a single millimeter in the driest deserts, where life finds remarkable ways to persist against all odds. This incredible variation in MO. Isture sculpts our landscapes, carves our canyons, and dictates where different forms of life can truly take root and thrive. Looking at Earth's surface, a breathtaking sight unfolds. A staggering 71% of our planet is covered by the vast, deep, saltwater oceans. These colossal bodies of water are not merely passive reservoirs. They are the true engines of Earth's climate, regulating temperatures, driving weather patterns, and hosting an astonishing array of marine life. The remaining 29% of the surface consists of the continents and islands, the solid ground upon which much of terrestrial life, including our own civilizations, has evolved. Interestingly, a majority of this inhabited land, the vibrant hubs of human activity, lies within the northern hemisphere, perhaps influencing our collective perception of seasons and geography. Our Earth, this vibrant, living entity, has not always been as it is today. It has evolved over billions of years through a continuous, dynamic interplay of geological and biological processes, forces so powerful and relentless that they have left few, if any, traces of the planet's original, primordial conditions. It is a world in constant flux, always reshaping itself. The outer surface of our planet, the lithosphere, is not a single, solid shell, but is divided into several immense tectonic plates. These colossal rafts of rock float and gradually migrate across the Earth's softer, semi-fluid mantle, engaging in a slow, majestic dance that spans eons. This incredibly slow ballet of continents is responsible for the formation of towering mountain ranges, the violent release of earthquakes, and the fiery eruptions of volcanoes, all testament to the immense power held within our planet. Indeed, the Earth's interior remains profoundly active, a hidden powerhouse driving these surface phenomena. Beneath the comparatively thin crust lies a thick, viscous layer of what we call the plastic mantle. This is not solid rock in the way we usually think of it, but rather a hot, semi-molten material that flows extremely slowly under immense pressure and heat, like incredibly thick tar. And at the very heart of our planet lies its core, a dense, metallic sphere primarily composed of iron. This iron core is truly remarkable, structured in two distinct phases, a solid inner core, compressed to unimaginable densities, and a fluid outer core, a swirling sea of molten iron. It is this dynamic, fluid outer core that generates one of Earth's most crucial and life-sustaining features, its magnetic field. The convective motion within this molten iron, driven by intense heat and the planet's rotation, generates powerful electric currents through a process known as dynamo action. These electric currents, in turn, generate the geomagnetic field, which extends far out into space, enveloping our planet in a protective shield. This invisible force field is absolutely vital for life on Earth, as it deflects harmful solar winds and cosmic radiation, preventing them from stripping away our atmosphere and bombarding the surface with deadly particles. Without this majestic, invisible shield, life as we know it would likely be impossible. The very atmospheric conditions of our planet, the air we breathe, have also been profoundly and significantly altered from Earth's original, nascent state. This transformation is not merely a product of geological forces, but a testament to the incredible power of life itself. The presence of countless life forms, from ancient cyanobacteria to the towering forests of today, has fundamentally reshaped our atmosphere, creating the very oxygen-rich blanket that sustains us. This coevolution of life and atmosphere has established a delicate ecological balance, a complex interplay that stabilizes the surface conditions, regulating temperature, filtering sunlight, and distributing water. Despite the wide regional variations in climate that we observe, the scorching heat of the desert, the freezing grip of the Arctic, the torrential rains of the tropics, variations dictated by latitude, elevation, ocean currents, and other geographic factors, the long-term average global climate during interglacial periods, like the one we are in now, is remarkably stable. It is a finely tuned system, where countless feedback loops work to maintain a habitable equilibrium. However, this stability is also incredibly sensitive. Historical data shows us that even variations of a degree or two in average global temperature can have major, cascading effects on the ecological balance of the entire planet. Such seemingly small shifts can lead to the widespread migration or extinction of species, alter the distribution of plant life, melt vast ice sheets, and fundamentally reshape the actual geography of the Earth, changing coastlines, river systems, and even the very land masses we call home. This intricate dance between life, atmosphere, and climate highlights the delicate interconnectedness of all natural systems, reminding us of their inherent fragility and resilience. Now, let us turn our attention to the fascinating scientific discipline that seeks to understand the very foundations of our planet, geology. Geology is the science and meticulous study of the solid and liquid matter that constitutes the Earth. It is a field that delves deep, both literally into the Earth's core and metaphorically into its vast history, to unravel the secrets of our home world. The comprehensive field of geology encompasses the study of the composition of Earth's materials, what they are made of, down to their atomic structures. It examines their structure, how rocks are formed, folded, and faulted, how minerals crystallize, how continents are assembled. It investigates the physical properties of these materials, their hardness, density, magnetism, and how they respond to immense pressures and temperatures. But geology is not merely a static description, it is a dynamic science. It also probes the powerful dynamics of the Earth, the forces that continually shape and reshape its surface and interior. And perhaps most compellingly, it reconstructs the deep history of Earth materials, piecing together the story of their formation, how they have been moved across continents and ocean floors, and the processes by which they have been profoundly changed over billions of years. Imagine the patient work of a geologist, studying a single rock. That rock isn't just a lifeless object, it is a chronicle, a testament to immense forces and unimaginable timescales. It might tell a story of molten magma rising from the Earth's depths, slowly cooling and crystallizing over millennia to form granite. Or it might speak of ancient seas, where countless tiny shells drifted down to the seabed, compacting over millions of years into limestone. Perhaps it holds the tale of titanic collisions between continents, where sedimentary layers were compressed and heated, transforming into metamorphic rock like marble or slate. Each layer, each crystal, each fossil embedded within tells a part of Earth's grand, unfolding narrative. Geology helps us understand the fundamental processes that govern our planet: volcanism, the powerful eruption of molten rock that builds new land and reshapes topography; earthquakes, the sudden, violent release of energy along fault lines as tectonic plates grind against each other; and erosion, the relentless, patient work of wind, water, and ice, wearing down mountains and carving out valleys, constantly sculpting the face of the Earth. It reveals how our planet recycles its materials through the rock cycle, where igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic rocks are continually formed, broken down, and reformed in a ceaseless dance of creation and destruction. This profound understanding of geology is not just an academic pursuit. It is fundamental to appreciating the very ground we walk on. It explains why some regions are prone to earthquakes or volcanic activity, why certain minerals and resources are found in particular places, and why landscapes appear as they do. It gives us a sense of the immense scale of time, deep time, that has shaped our planet, reminding us that the mountains we see today were once seabed, and that the deserts may one day be oceans. As we gently drift into this understanding, picture the intricate layers beneath you, the slow, powerful currents of the mantle, the protective embrace of the magnetic field. Imagine the billions of years of transformation, the countless cycles of birth and rebirth, creation and erosion, all unfolding with a sublime, unhurried grace. Feel the stability of the ground, knowing it is a product of dynamic forces, a testament to constant change. The Earth is not merely a stage for life, it is an active participant, a living, breathing entity whose processes are intimately intertwined with the existence of every living thing. From the microscopic stirrings within the molten core to the majestic dance of tectonic plates, from the gentle whisper of a forest to the roaring expanse of the ocean, nature is an unbroken symphony of interconnectedness. Allow these thoughts to settle gently within you. Recognize your own place within this magnificent, ever-unfolding story. You are not separate from nature. You are a part of its intricate design, a momentary expression of its timeless wisdom. As you prepare for rest, carry with you the calm assurance of nature's enduring presence, its vastness, its resilience, and its profound, nurturing embrace. May your dreams be filled with the peaceful rhythms of the earth, the quiet wisdom of ancient mountains, and the boundless beauty of the natural world. Rest deeply, knowing you are held within the gentle, unyielding arms of nature. Good night.